thyroid syndrome is a syndrome that is caused by overexpression of hormones, and these are hormones are released from the tumors. These are secret in carcinoid syndrome. When these tumors overexpress these hormones, it will cause you to have a urgent diarrhea or flushing. It's usually instead of wet flush that we see in hormonal women, menopause. This is a very hot flush.
Mm,
It's usually in different regions of your body, depending on the location of these tumors, and that can vary.
gotcha.
Um, but there are these syndromes can be helped with the diet. Avoiding some of the foods that cause this syndrome, and these are foods that have um, amino acids. Usually it's histamine or tyramine, tysin, or some of these amino acids that are associated with the content of different foods. We associate this with the aging process of foods for the most part. I'm going to give you some references. I think that there's some really great references for this,
Okay.
and I think that that might help you as well. They are located on the Carcinoid Net Carcinoid Foundation webpage. You'll see there'll be a list of the trigger foods that tend to trigger. Um, we also try to watch foods that are high in fats and sugars. Some of it is specific to the patient. So I'm going to just tell you as an overview, we tend to alter the diet into smaller feedings so that you don't consume too much of these foods at one time. So
Hmm.
yes, but there is very specific. This is something that is very, um, I'm actually in the process now of working with an international group um, to come up with very sound guidelines for the medical professional group. Hopefully, these outlines will be out by the middle of summer. Well, if you're having too many stools, you lose your vitamin content. So,
That's a
and
good
you lose
point.
protein, you may be losing weight and lean body mass. And so, there are many things that can be, negative effect. Definitely
Yeah.
can be negative effect. Some things may Uh, I think that that's the main thing we worry about. It's just malabsorption of nutrients
Sure.
and bone mass and muscle mass. And it's real hard to rebuild muscle mass. You can't eat protein and get muscle back. I mean, that's not how it works. You have to build the muscle back, just like we have
Sure.
to exercise. And it's real hard to rebuild. Things that we got in our youth. It's real hard as we get older to rebuild all this muscle mass back. So we want
That's a
to be
good
real
point.
careful with that as well. We've used some protein supplements through the years for many years of oncology. They're usually put the ones that I will use are ones that are put out by legitimate companies that put out other products. Promod is one put out by the Abbott or AV, uh, which is good. Procell. Um, uh, uh, there's a bunch of, but I want them to be from a reputable. I don't use a lot of them that are just at the GNC. I'm gonna tell you because I don't trust there not to be something in there that might you will make that you have a syndrome. And I'll tell you where that's coming from. The uh, couple quite a bit while back, but anyway, when these football teams can get tested for for certain things that'll make them be ineligible, right? Because they have adrenal type things, something that's stimulating.
Sure.
So I had a friend that dietitian for a team, the Houston team, I think. But anyways, quite wow. But anyway, she took 12 of them off the shelf, just regular protein supplements, and 7 of the 12 came back positive. They would have made them ineligible.
Wow.
7 of the 12. So I don't think that we have a good line on it. So look for companies like our Mead Johnson, Norvis, Novartis has companies, Procell has companies. I talked about Abbott or AbbVie. now. Used to the same ones that have Ensure, that kind of thing, Boost. They'll put out some protein products too. Yeah, if you're not having any problems, no GI problems, no surgeries yet, just eat a healthy, what we say is a healthy diet. We use the choosemyplate.gov is what's been put out by the USDA. And I think that that's a really great place to start. We do have a good bit of research on the Mediterranean diet. And it
Mhm.
coming out of Italy in some great areas. So I definitely believe that look at the Mediterranean diet, see if it fits your lifestyle, and if it's something that you think you can buy into, or at least start in some of those areas. That's what I would do. But at this point, you just need to eat healthy. Just get a good balanced diet. Um, we change diets as symptoms occur. So as we see symptoms, then that's when we're going to start switching things around for you. Not going to decrease it, not that I know of. So there's people much more brilliant than me that may have a serotonin uptake absorber of food, but those are usually using medications. I don't know of any that decrease it naturally. I have some other dietitians that are online. I think that if they come up with one, send that answer right on along. Uh, but I know we know that there are some foods, of course, that if we consume them, we'll keep our serotonins lower just because they don't have elevated serotonin, foods that are going to do that.